Damn phones, Babylons can't crack the code.
Alabama football. They are a blue blood of college football, and they are a team that everybody knows. If you talk about college football and you're talking about top teams, you're more than likely going to bring up Alabama in the conversation. This is B. Kelly back again with another banger video, and today's video, y'all, I am going to be talking about the top 5 all-time recruits to go to Alabama since the 2011 recruiting class to present day. And just like any other video, I will be using the 24/7 Sports Composite Rankings. And before I move on, remember to smash that like button and subscribe if you haven't already, as we are on the road to 10K. Now let's get into it. Coming in at number 5, we have running back from the 2017 recruiting class in Najee Harris. In the 2017 recruiting class, Najee Harris ranked as a 5-star recruit, the number 2 player in the nation, and the number 1 running back. When Najee Harris first got to Alabama, he was not a star right away. In the 2017 season, he wasn't the main running back, nor was he a starting running back. He got some carries, but he wasn't exactly the main workhorse on the ground. He had 61 rushing attempts for 370 yards, averaging 6 yards per carry, and 3 total touchdowns on the ground. He would see his workload and productivity increase in 2018 as a true sophomore, but he was still having to compete for carries with running backs such as Najee Harris and Josh Jacobs. As a sophomore in 15 games played, he had 117 rushing attempts for 783 yards, averaging almost 7 yards per carry, and 4 total touchdowns on the ground. For the 2019 season, the first time in Najee Harris's career, now as a junior, he was finally the main running back for Alabama in their offensive system. In 13 games played, he had 209 rushing attempts for 1,224 yards, averaging 6 yards per carry and 13 touchdowns. And he was used in the pass game quite a bit as well, as he had 304 receiving yards and 7 total touchdowns through the air. Going into his senior season for 2020, he was expected to have his biggest season yet, and he did. In 13 games played, he had 251 rushing attempts for 1,466 yards, averaging almost 6 yards per carry, 26 total touchdowns on the ground, 425 receiving yards, and 4 total touchdowns through the air, having a total of 30 touchdowns on the ground. He was also the 2020 Doak Walker Award winner and a consensus All-American. He would end his time at Alabama with 2 national titles to his name, and 3,843 rushing yards, 6 yards per carry, and 46 total touchdowns on the ground. And all-purpose, he had 4,624 yards in his career and 57 total touchdowns. In the 2021 NFL Draft, he was taken in the first round, 24th overall selection by the Pittsburgh Steelers. In his current rookie season for the 2021 NFL campaign, it is still going on as of the recording of this video. He has played in 15 games, starting in 15 games, as the main running back for the Steelers. He has 268 rushing attempts for 984 yards, 6 touchdowns, averaging 3.7 yards per carry, and he has a total of 67 receptions for 422 yards and 3 touchdowns. He's having a solid rookie season. At number 4, we have Eyabi Anoma from the 2018 recruiting class, where he ranked as a 5-star recruit, the number 4 player in the nation, and the number 1 weak side defensive end. Eyabi at his time at Alabama would show a lot of potential as a true freshman. He wasn't a main defensive player for them by any means, but he was still named to an SEC all-freshman team. He played in all 12 games, he had 9 total tackles, and 2 tackles for loss. He was expected to have a bigger role with Alabama's defense in the 2019 season, but he would not make it that far, as he would be dismissed in the 2019 offseason due to a violation of team rules. His next spot would be Houston, where he'd have to sit out the entire 2019 season, and eventually, in the 2020 offseason, he was also dismissed from Houston. His next spot in his college football career, and the spot where he's currently at today, would be UT Martin. He would have to sit out the 2020 to 2021 football season. In the 2021 college football season, for the first time in his career since 2018 as a true freshman at Alabama, he was finally playing his first game action, now at UT Martin. And he was playing pretty well this year too, as he had 36 total tackles, 9.5 tackles for loss, 6 sacks, and 1 forced fumble. Coming in at number 3 It is offensive tackle from the 2021 recruiting class, J.C. Latham. He ranked as a 5-star recruit, the number 3 player in the nation, and the number 1 offensive tackle. J.C. Latham is currently only a freshman right now in this current 2021 college football season, and he's not a starter for the Alabama Crimson Tide, but you can surely count on him being that in the future. He has played in all 12 games and has been a key reserve for the Alabama offensive line unit. He is also a starter for the Crimson Tide's PAT and field goal units on special teams. Coming in at number 2, from the 2020 recruiting class, we have quarterback Bryce Young. Now in the 2020 recruiting class, Bryce Young ranked as a 5-star recruit, the number 2 player in the nation, and the number 1 dual threat quarterback. Bryce Young would not be the starting quarterback for the Alabama Crimson Tide immediately, as in 2020 in his true freshman campaign, he was a backup quarterback to eventual first-round draft pick and Heisman finalist Mac Jones. But in this season, he did play in 7 games, where he completed 59% of his passes, threw for 156 yards, 1 touchdown, and 0 interceptions. Once Mac Jones would be gone, it would officially be the Bryce Young era, and that would start in the current 2021 college football season. So far, he has played in 13 games. He has completed 68% of his passes, has thrown for 4,322 yards, 43 touchdown passes, and 4 interceptions. And it's not even just that. Bryce Young this year is the 2021 AP Player of the Year, 2021 Davey O'Brien Award winner, 2021 Heisman Trophy winner, 2021 Maxwell Award winner, 2021 SEC Offensive Player of the Year, all in his first year as a starting quarterback at Alabama. Not only that, he has led them to an SEC championship game where they beat Georgia, a team that was seen as unstoppable going into that game, and they are currently the number 1 seed heading into round 1 of the playoffs, where he will face off against Cincinnati. Coming in at number 1 for the highest rated recruit in Alabama history since the 2011 recruiting class, we have offensive tackle from the 2011 recruiting class, 5-star recruit, number 2 player in that class, number 1 offensive tackle, Cyrus Kouandjio. Cyrus would contribute as a true freshman in 2011 for Alabama. He played in 8 games before suffering a season-ending injury with his knee versus Tennessee. In 2012, as a sophomore, he would end up starting in all 14 games for the Crimson Tide, being a main contributor for that national title team. In 2013, he was a starter yet again, and he would even make an All-SEC first team and was a consensus All-American and won yet again another national title. He would forgo his final year of eligibility at Alabama and declare his name for the 2014 NFL Draft, where he was taken in the 2nd round, 44th overall pick by the Buffalo Bills. Kouandjio was seen as a guy who had a lot of potential in the NFL, but he never really lived up to the hype to his name while he was there. Ultimately, in my opinion, I think a big injury to start off his career was the main reason why he couldn't really live up to the hype that he had, as it was a pretty significant injury to his hip. He would end up playing in the NFL from 2014 to 2018 with the Bills and the Denver Broncos. He would play in 30 games in his NFL career, starting in 8 of them, and he would be on teams such as the Buffalo Bills, the Lions practice squad, and the New York Guardians of the XFL, and was even in this CFL for the Saskatchewan Roughriders for 1 season before ultimately retiring in 2021. Well guys, if you made it this far in the video, drop some teams down in the comment section below if you want to see a similar video made on them in the future. And before you head out, remember to smash that like button, turn on those post notifications, and subscribe for more videos. B. Kelly out.